Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Daisy and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is her ability to understand and respond to her formal on-leash obedience commands. The correction and the motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give any correction that's given, and the only correction that we use here at school is a little tug and release on the training collar. And that is what Daisy has come to learn means whatever you're doing, we're not liking it, so redirect. At this point, she's sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done, and the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Daisy heel.
Daisy, heel.
Now at this point, Daisy has a job to do, and that is to walk beside you like a lady, not forging ahead, not lagging behind, but matching pace with you. So if you change direction or you change your rate of speed, she should adjust accordingly. You should be walking her and not the other way around. And when you stop your feet, she's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. And actually, as she's coming toward the camera, I can even see, like, she's happy to do this. It's like one-on-one attention. She's proud of herself. She looks up at the trainer. Rich is going to now leave her in a sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. Start out with a sit-stay for about 30 seconds, and you're going to work up a few seconds a day to 3 minutes. When Rich returns back to her, he walks all the way around her. As an additional distraction, returning back to heel position, he gives her some loving for praise for a good job. And then at this point, he has to tell her what he wants her to do. And he gave her that heel command. So she's learning to be such a nice girl when she's walking on her leash, when you have company. We're going to go over all that with you. Rich is going to leave her in another sit-stay. And the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the come on command. We're going to use her name for this command. A happy voice. We're going to praise her on the way in, and she comes right in front like a little soldier and sits. And then she goes back to heel and back sitting. If she doesn't sit, you saw Rich give her that little correction. That was a beautiful sit. She's got a niche. These little toy dogs can sometimes be very much more difficult in training than the larger breeds because they weren't bred to do obedience. They were bred to sit in your lap. But she is the exception to the rule. She loves her training, and she does a good job of it because it gives her something to think about. Rich is going to call her. Nice sit. Back to heel, back sitting. Good girl. What a good job. Now the next commands that we're going to be demonstrating for you are her down commands, and we're kind of cutting a lot of the heeling out of this because it's hot and we don't want them to get overheated. So with the dog seated at your left, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, give her the one-word command to down and then stay. And you're going to start this out at about a minute, and you're going to work up to 5 minutes, and you can practice indoors as well as outdoors. Now she got up on that, so Rich is going to put her back into a down and make her complete it properly, because she should remain lying down until you get all the way back to her shoulders. That's better. You're going to notice a completely different dog when you work her in obedience, when you use your commands in your everyday life. And the more you practice with her, the better she's going to be. That's the down and the stay. And as you get, more familiar with your training, you can switch it up, call her, whatever. But this video is for you to practice with at home so that when you get home, you don't say, oh my gosh, we don't know how to do this. You've always got this video to work with. Now this time, Rich is going to leave her in a sit-stay, and we're going to ask her to go down from a distance. So he's going to turn to face her. He's going to use his right hand to give the command, and she goes down from a distance. That was perfectly done. So we have not only demonstrated for you all of her formal obedience commands, but all of that smart that she's been hiding from you. She's a very, very bright girl. She needs that stimulation for training and doing something to please you. We want to thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company, and we will see you soon.